Okay, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to yet another masterclass series. And welcome to everybody from across Africa. Thank you for joining us today on such short notice. So joining me today, as usual, is Foko Rolling. Foko is going to be translating to French, supporting us with translation. And then I have some of my team members here. I have Ugo and I have Adora joining us today. So we don't waste time. I'm going to introduce our facilitator for today. Her name is Ebere Osime Ugugu. She's the head energy and special risk with Chers Insurance. So she's going to be facilitating the session today. So I'll hand over to Ebere now to continue with the session. Over to you, Ebere, and thank you for joining us today. And welcome again, everyone.
Thank you. Good afternoon, good day, good morning, good evening, wherever you are joining us from Africa. You're welcome to this section. My name is Ebere Oseme Igugu, and currently I head the Energy and Special Risk Unit of Chers Insurance Limited. We're going to be discussing on insurance, and I hope you find it very interesting and you can take one or two things out of this section. So I'll proceed now with the presentation. Sorry, this screen was actually seizing. Now we'll move ahead. This is our presentation outline. Today we'll be talking about trying to get understanding of what risk is, the components of risk perception, the concept of insurance, definition of insurance, why you need insurance, some insurance jargons, non-life insurance products, and why Chers Insurance. Sorry. Yeah. Oh, no.
Please, Ebere, can I translate in French?
Yes, please go ahead. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Donc, bienvenue tout le monde. Une fois de plus aujourd'hui, vous êtes la bienvenue pour cette série de masterclass sur les assurances. Aujourd'hui, on parlera de l'assurance vie. Donc, comme titre, nous avons déjà, premièrement, qu'est-ce que c'est que le risque? En deuxième chose, on verra les composantes du risque. La troisième chose sera la perception du risque. Ensuite, les concepts de l'assurance. Après la définition de l'assurance, suivra pourquoi est-ce qu'on a besoin de l'assurance. En plus, on verra le jargon dans le monde des assurances. On verra quels sont les produits qui sont liés à l'assurance non-vie. Et enfin, on verra pourquoi est-ce que la compagnie Yes Assurance. Merci. OK, Ebere, you have the floor.
So is the Portuguese interpreter going to take?
No, she's not here. So let's just proceed. You can go ahead.
Okay, all right, thank you. Okay, the question is, what is risk? This word is what is actually being used by many of us in different instances, different cases. We must have used risk as in, this event is risky, or it was a risky adventure, it was a risky investment. For you to sit on a chair, is a risk because you don't even know whether the chair will be able to hold your weight. So risk is something that we come across every day. But basically, how are we going to be seeing risk in this section? So I would like to say that the possibility of a bad thing happening in the simplest term is risk. Risk is something that does not have a favorable outcome. If the outcome is favorable, then we'll see it as a chance. So risk in a nutshell can actually be described as something that has an uncertainty attached to it. The outcome may be favorable or unfavorable. So for you to now see risk in insurance terms, you don't have to see it as something that is measurable or that can be monitored. So any risk that is not measurable or that cannot be monitored in any instance is not insurable, is not an insurance risk. We have risk like your investment, you invested in dollars and all that. And unfortunately, like now in our economy, dollar is going up and you invested in dollars. Only for you to come up tomorrow, our economy has improved. Instead of dollar appreciating to 550, you're not getting it at 400. So it's speculative. So such a risk is not insurable. So that is not the kind of risk we will be talking about here. So we'll be focusing on risks that are insurable. So if my French counterpart could please interpret so I could move to the next page.
OK, thank you. Donc, qu'est-ce que c'est que le risque? Le risque est la possibilité que quelque chose de mauvais vous arrive. Lorsque vous êtes assis sur une chaise, il peut vous arriver quelque chose qui n'était pas prévu et qui vous heurte. Please, the slideshow, please. Thank you. Donc, quand quelque chose d'incertain peut arriver, et c'est un événement favorable qui peut vous arriver. Donc, il faut dire que tout ce qui est possible d'arriver peut être dans plusieurs sens. Ça peut être dans un sens favorable, et on parlera de la chance, ou dans un sens défavorable. C'est là où on parle donc d'un événement risqué. Maintenant, le risque, par contre, doit être mesurable et suivable, ou bien mesurable et contrôlable. Et il faut dire qu'il y a des risques qui ne sont pas assurables. Donc ici, on va juste se contenter de tous les risques qui peuvent être exposés à une assurance. OK, you have the floor.
Thank you. So here we'll be looking at risk perception. How do we see risk from our individual perspectives or from our individual corner as a business person, as an individual, as a family man, as an employee, as an employer, as a businessman or as a businesswoman? How do we perceive risk? Generally, when people say risk, when you talk about there might be a case of fire, we say, God forbid. Most of us Africans, this is our own way of actually seeing things. God forbid, it's not my portion. You know, we bring religion into it. No, it's not my portion. I believe in God. I believe in this. I believe in that. That it cannot happen to me. Some of my Nigerian brothers and sisters will say nothing they happen. We are in control. God is my insurance. But we've come to understand that in most cases it's not. In most cases, it doesn't happen that way. Even with all your beliefs, even with all your precautions, risks still happen. So it's something that is around us, and it's something that will continue to be around us. So, but what do we do as a person? What do we do as an individual that has come to understand, that have the knowledge and understanding of what risk is? Is this something that we will just leave around us to just be there? Is this something that we don't have control? Is this something we don't have anything to do about? There's no control, there's nothing you can do. Is that the situation? So in our next slide, we'll be looking at how can we see risk? How can we manage it? How can we have at least a level of control over the risk we face as a business person? Please, you can interpret.
Ok, donc concernant la perception du risque, en tant qu'Africains, généralement, nous aimons mettre les choses, Dieu au devant. Comme par exemple, Dieu a interdit ceci, il est mon sauveur. Rien ne peut m'arriver parce que Dieu est mon assurance. Donc ici, ce sont les perceptions que les Africains ont du risque. Mais ce n'est pas de ça que nous voulons parler. Ce qui est sûr, en tant qu'homme d'affaires, en tant qu'entrepreneur, il y a des choses que vous ne prévoyez pas qui peuvent arriver à votre entreprise, à votre personnel, à vous-même, à votre famille. Et c'est de ça qu'on va parler ici dans le prochain slide. C'est-à-dire quels sont les différents types de risques que l'on puisse assurer. You have the floor, please.
Thank you. So, concept of insurance in risk management. All right, concept of insurance in risk management. Now, I will want us to understand there are various ways you can actually manage risk. Insurance is one of the ways that you can manage risk. Other ways is that you can decide to bear it by yourself. That, okay, I'm exposed to this, I'm worth $1 billion, I'm exposed to a risk of 50 million, $5 million. I think I can be able to manage it. So I don't really need to have other mechanisms to manage my risk. I can bear it myself. And another way to look at risk management is by transfer. Like when you have tenancy agreements, some of us or most of us would have noticed that in your tenancy agreements, you will see that caution, sometimes they will request that you deposit a caution fee. Or in other contracts, they might tell you that whatever you destroy, you will repay. So they've transferred that aspect of that risk that they are facing by renting that apartment or building to you to cater for. So if anything happens, you're going to cough out the maintenance fee or the repair fees from your own personal pocket, not the owner repairing it. So in this case, the owner has transferred that risk to another person. But the concept of insurance in risk management. The concept of insurance in risk management, we will be looking at how we would use insurance to manage the risk that we face in our business. Please, could you translate that so I could move forward? Are you here? Hello?
Okay, yes, my phone was mute. Okay,
Okay.
La conception de l'assurance. Vous devez savoir que lorsqu'on est un entrepreneur au quotidien, on signe des contrats. Et dans ces contrats, il est généralement dit que telle chose sera à votre charge si tel événement arrive. Donc, la conception de l'assurance voudrait que pour ce genre, par exemple, d'engagement, il faudrait que vous puissiez transférer ce risque, cet engagement ou bien cette responsabilité à quelqu'un d'autre. Donc, c'est ça en fait le but de l'assurance. Que lorsque vous êtes dans la gestion des affaires, vous devez maîtriser tout ce qui est gestion du risque dans les affaires. Et pour ce qui est de vos contrats, les assurances sont là pour vous permettre de transférer votre responsabilité au cas où des choses qui étaient à votre charge, qui devaient normalement être à votre charge, arrivent. À ce moment, l'assurance prend le relais. OK, you can move forward, please.
Right, we'll be looking at two story scenarios. This is story A. We'll see Kemi here owns a big fabric store in one of our popular markets here in Lagos, Oshodi Market. And there's a fire. Fire raised the Oshodi Market, destroying all the shops, and Kemi was involved. Now Kemi has to start from ground zero to rebuild her shop and replace goods worth a lot of money. This is the condition of Kemi after the fire incident as a businesswoman.
Donc, nous avons une première situation, une histoire A où Kemi est propriétaire d'une unité de fabrication dans un marché, dans le marché de Oshodi. Et voilà que du jour au lendemain, il y a un incendie qui détruit toutes les boutiques du marché. Vous allez voir dans l'image 3 que Kemi est désemparée. Elle ne sait quoi faire puisque sa vie est réduite à zéro. Toute son affaire a disparu. Donc, voilà les situations de la vie quotidienne que les entrepreneurs peuvent subir. OK.
Oh, story B. Kemi, same fire, but something has changed here. Kemi has a smiling face, just like she was before the fire happened. What actually happened to Kemi in this story B? Kemi, her insurance company, gives Kemi money to replace all the goods in her shop. So Kemi didn't actually have to start all over again. So at this point, we want to talk about what really is insurance. If Kemi could be smiling at this point after the same fire incident that happened before, but in this situation, something happened to her. Insurance has come in. So what really is insurance? So to say, insurance provides protection to tangible assets and properties, such as your car, your business, house, the contents in your home, your office building, etc. Whatever you can feel and touch, whatever that can be seen, and whatever stands chance against also unforeseen circumstances or incidents that can leave you in a state where Kemi was just in the first story, is actually what insurance takes care of. Insurance is a risk transfer mechanism by which the insured transfers all his risk properties to an insurance company to insure at a token of a premium. So you transfer all your risk to an insurance company. Insurance company takes your risk, takes the risk of Kemi, takes the risk of Tunde, takes the risk of Emeka, takes the risk of Tony, puts them together. But now what happens in this instance? All these people that I mentioned are going to be paying little money. So by the time they are insuring their car for as high as 5 million naira, 6 million naira, 10 million naira, okay, the premium, which is the token that you pay to insurance company to handle that risk for you, is little compared to the sum insured you're bringing on board. So that token that you're giving to an insurance company is called premium. So for the exchange, you transfer your risk to them, to insurance company. Insurance company looks at it and accepts a token called premium. So at the event of the risk that is insured, if in the case of fire, if it's a fire incident, or if it is a theft incident that you insured against, or if it is damage to other people's property that you actually insured against, that you transferred to the insurance company in this instance, the premium that you're going to pay is a token compared to the sum insured. Just like when you're transferring as high as $6 million, $10 million worth of car to an insurance company to insure for you against fire, against theft. If any of those insured incidents happens, the insurance company is liable up to the tune of that sum insured, which is the value of that particular car as at the time you insured it. Other terms might come in when we talk about depreciation, but it's outside the scope of this presentation. So by the time you transfer your risk to the insurance company, when the risk crystallizes, the incident you insured against happens, the insurance company will settle you. That was just what happened to Kemi when Kemi's Kemi's shop was gutted with fire. Kemi was smiling afterwards because the insurance company settled Kemi because she insured her shop. So insurance puts you at a place where you were immediately before the incident occurs. So let's just leave it at that. After you translate, I will now explain a bit later what I mean by putting you at the place where you are immediately before the incident occurs. Please go ahead, Anis.
Translate. OK, thank you. Donc, tout à l'heure, dans l'histoire A, on a vu que Kemi étant au marché, il y a eu un incendie et elle a tout perdu et était vraiment dans le désespoir. Dans l'histoire B, on voit que pour la même scène, la même situation, Kemi était assurée et dans ces conditions, l'assurance a pris en charge toute sa boutique et tout a été reconstitué. Donc, du coup, quelle est donc la réalité de l'assurance? Vous devez donc savoir que l'assurance permet de vous apporter une protection pour des biens tangibles, pour vos biens. Ça peut être une voiture, ça peut être une affaire, une boutique, ça peut être une maison et tout ce qui est contenu dans ce qui vous appartient. Donc, et tout ceci, l'assurance vous permet d'avoir une protection pour les accidents imprévus, tout ce qui est accident. Et un accident peut arriver à tout moment, on ne sait jamais. Ce qui veut dire que la prime que vous payez à l'assureur permet à l'assureur en conséquence de s'engager à être responsable de vous dédommager lorsque ce type d'accident arrive. Donc, c'est ça un peu le but de l'assurance. Et voilà la réalité de l'assurance. C'est-à-dire, vous assurez vos biens et lorsque vous avez un incident, vous avez un accident, quelque chose qui était imprévu en fonction du contrat qui a été signé avec l'assureur, l'assureur vous dédommage et vous donne, vous reconstituez en fait vos biens en l'état avant l'accident. OK. Thank you. Over to you.
Yes. So we've understood what insurance is with the incident of Kemi, fire happening to Kemi, what happened when Kemi did not have insurance, and what happened in the situation where Kemi had insurance. So for an accident or unplanned incident, if it happens, causing loss or damage to your property, the insurance company will pay for it. That's what insurance is all about. So we're talking about insurance. We want to know what is in it for you. This insurance that we've been talking about, most of the things that we listed here I've actually mentioned. Please, I would like to let us know that if you have questions, you can actually drop it in the chats while we will go through them at the end of the section so that we will not use much time. So you're free to ask questions. You can drop it on the chats. We'll review all the questions later. Thank you. So what is in it for you? Insurance reduces the anxiety and worries associated with loss. Insurance provides peace of mind to the insured. When we say insurance reduces anxiety and worries, if you're, okay, let's assume for somebody for an individual that has a shop, okay, he sells paints, probably he has tools or machineries in his workshop that he sells, or his clothing that he sells from morning till evening. You know, there's an exposure that that individual faces. First of all, there can be thefts. Thieves can come in, burglars can come in, they can steal the goods itself. As he's selling, they can actually come and cut away with his cash. So he's exposed. So sometimes if you have huge cash on you, like you have just $1,000 on you, you won't even allow somebody's body to touch yours. You're skeptical, please. I don't want anybody to know that I have this kind of money on me. Okay. So the anxiety that people face with this, if something happens, or I just borrowed money from the bank, I just bought goods worth $15 million. And now I don't know if something happens, if a fire should happen, if people, theft, burglars come in, what will I do? How will I repay this money? Those are the anxieties and worries that are associated with losses that people face every day. The peace, you don't have the peace of mind because you're restless. You're thinking, how will I, if something happens, how will I start again? How will I be able to even repay the loan if loan is involved? Where do I start from? Who do I meet? Okay, so those are the things that individuals face as per risk is concerned. Then insurance saves you a lot of money. If some of these risks happen and you have insurance, you don't need to be thinking, you don't need to sit down and you don't need to cry, you don't need to weep. You don't need to run from helter to skelter looking for how do I get money, where do I start from, which brother, which uncle or sister should I meet? Here, insurance is there for you, cutting off all those, bringing yourself down to go and beg for money, to go and ask for help again. Probably they just assisted you. Now you're coming back again. How will you face them? What stories should I tell? Insurance takes care of that. You don't need to start thinking, what do I do? Where do I start from? Insurance will put you back to the position where you were before the risk occurs. Now, insurance puts your financial status back where you were before the incident happens. What this actually explains is that if you had, let's say, £5,000, okay, worth of goods in your shop, and before fire happened, if you had 5,000 worth of goods and you have sold out 500, you know that in this instance, your exposure is now 4.5. If you have sold out 500,000 pounds, you have, what figures am I? If you have, okay, let's just take it, let's just break it down. If you have 5,000 pounds worth of goods in your shop and you have sold 100 worth of goods in it, your exposure now is less than that 100, which you already have the money in the bank. So you can't come and be claiming from insurance 5,000. That's not where you were. Where you were, you already had the 100 with you. So the 4.9 that you are losing is what insurance is now taking care of. So insurance is now bringing you back to that 4.9 that you are in, and not the total, because the other part you have sold out those other ones. So you have the money, you're not exposed yet. There's no risk of fire on those other ones again. So the ones that are remaining, insurance will bring you back, because in insurance, you do not make profit. Those are one of the things, one of the pillars of insurance practice. You don't make profit from insurance. Insurance brings you back to the position where you were immediately before the loss happens. If there are improvements, if there was supposed to be wear and tear in case of car insurance, you've had your car for like 5 years. So on the 6th year, there was an accident, or the car was stolen totally. Insurance will pay you the worth of the car less the depreciation for 6 years, because that car is not as new as it was when you bought it 6 years ago. If insurance replaces the car for the full value as at the time you bought it 6 years ago, you've made profit from it. Insurance does not support it. What insurance supports is, okay, you have used the car for 6 years. There's a way we calculate depreciation, wear and tear on the car. those percentage will be deducted and you will be placed back at the position that's inclusive of the depreciation of the car before you are now settled for the loss or damage to your car. Please, you could translate at this point.
Okay, thank you. Okay, donc, qu'en est-il, please, the slides? Donc, please, okay. Donc,
Yeah.
qu'en est-il par rapport à vous, pour ce qui concerne l'assurance? Donc, vous devez savoir que l'assurance réduit votre anxiété et vos peurs face aux pertes. L'assurance vous donne vous met en paix vous donne une paix de l'esprit quand vous savez que vous êtes assuré. L'assurance vous permet d'être rassuré de la continuité de votre affaire. L'assurance vous permet de garder de l'argent assez sûrement. L'assurance vous permet aussi de retrouver votre situation telle qu'elle était avant que l'incident n'arrive, avant que l'accident n'arrive, avant la perte. Donc, tout à l'heure, prenez un exemple, je vais juste m'arrêter sur l'exemple de la voiture. Lorsque vous avez une voiture qui a déjà roulé plus de 6 ans et que vous avez un accident, la voiture étant normalement assurée, il n'est pas question qu'on vous remette une voiture neuve parce que votre voiture avait déjà été consommée, était déjà amortie. Donc, il y a des calculs qui sont faits et le principe de l'assurance est ceci. À travers l'assurance, on ne fait pas de bénéfices. Donc, le but de l'assurance, c'est de vous remettre à la situation où vous étiez avant l'accident. Donc, si vous avez un bien qui s'est déprécié et puis il y a un accident, l'assureur tiendra compte de la dépréciation avant de vous remettre dans la situation où vous étiez. Donc, retenez qu'en termes d'assurance, on ne fait pas de bénéfices. On vous remet juste exactement dans la situation où vous étiez. Thank you. You have the floor.
Thank you. We're going to be looking at some insurance jargons, some words that are associated with insurance business. First amongst this is proposal form. Proposal form, just like the name implies, is an application for an insurance cover. Most of insurance businesses, like fire, burglary, like liability, like car insurance, they have their proposal for because there are some information that the insurance company needs to know about what is being insured. So with this proposal form, they're able to elicit information. There's information from you. So from the client or the proposer now, in this case, it will fill all the information concerning the risk that is being brought aboard. If it's a building, the details of the building will be supplied, the value, the surrounding, everything concerning the building. If it's the car, everything concerning the car will be stated, the registration number, the model, the year, the make, the color, because you are the owner of the risk. You're the one that have the information concerning the risk. So you supply all this information, and it's based on this proposal form, the information supplied that the insurance company will look at and be able to advise on the premium that is payable. Remember, the premium is the token you pay for insuring your risk to an insurance company. Now we'll talk about insured. Insured is the person whose property is being insured or covered, the person that is taking up the insurance cover. That's the insured. Now, the insurance policy. Insurance policy is a legal document that is admissible, which portrays the contracts between the insured and the insurer. The insured in this case is the person that is taking up the insurance. The insurer is the insurance company that is providing the risk, that is providing the cover for the risk. Now, the terms and conditions of the insurance coverage is stated in the policy, which the insured is expected to read and understand and ask questions if need be. Premium is the token that you pay, the little premium that you pay to the insurance company to provide cover for your properties. Rate. The rate is the percentage that is applied to the sum insured to obtain or to arrive at the premium. Sum insured is the value of the item being insured, or the limit of liability that you're bringing to an insurance company to provide cover for. Claims is the amount that is paid by an insurer to the insured in case of if the risk crystallizes, if the risk takes place or happens, the payment, the claim will be processed and the amount will be paid to the insured. Third party, anyone other than the two parties involved in an insurance contract. Insurance contract is actually between two people, the insured and the insurer. So, but there are some instances where third party is involved, most especially in our motor insurance when you have third party liability by law. So if in the insured car, peradventure has an accident and hits a third party, a passerby, that's the third party now. It's not part of the contract, but the third party will be compensated because the insurance contracts will specify so. Please, let's run through this so we'll move ahead. Thank you.
OK, thank you. Donc, maintenant, nous allons parcourir quelques jargons du monde des assurances, comme par exemple le formulaire de proposition. Le formulaire de proposition est, comme dans toute assurance, le formulaire qui vous permet de prendre une couverture d'assurance. Donc, c'est le fait de soumissionner ou de demander qu'on vous assure. Généralement, les compagnies ont un formulaire comme à votre disposition et vous remplissez en fonction des informations qui s'y trouvent. Donc, l'assuré, ça c'est le deuxième point. L'assuré, c'est la personne qui prend une assurance, qui prend une couverture à travers une police d'assurance. Donc, c'est celui qui s'engage auprès d'une assurance. OK. La police d'assurance. La police d'assurance est un document légal qui représente le contrat d'assurance. Dans ce contrat d'assurance, où sont définis tous les termes et conditions qui vous engagent, qui engagent l'assureur et l'assuré. La prime. La prime, c'est écrit le petit montant que vous payez pour la couverture d'assurance. Donc, c'est le montant d'argent que vous payez régulièrement en fonction du contrat et qui vous permet de bénéficier de la couverture d'une assurance. Le taux. Le taux, c'est le pourcentage qui est appliqué afin d'avoir le coût de la couverture qu'on doit mettre à votre disposition. Donc, la somme assurée. La somme assurée, c'est la valeur du risque qu'on couvre. Parce que dans le contrat d'assurance, généralement, il y a des montants qui sont stipulés. Vous savez exactement combien vous payez en prime. Vous savez exactement combien vous bénéficierez lorsqu'il y aura un accident, lorsqu'il y aura un risque qui va arriver. Donc, il y a des façons de calculer et dans le contrat, donc c'est ça le montant assuré. Maintenant, le claim, c'est la prétention. La prétention, c'est le montant d'argent que vous demandez lorsque vous avez un incident, lorsqu'il y a un dommage en contrepartie, en contrepartie de votre propriété. Donc, c'est ce que vous demandez et puis avec l'assureur, vous allez vous accorder. Donc, le tiers parti ou le tiers, c'est toute personne en plus des deux parties, donc en plus de l'assuré et de l'assureur, qui peut être indexé dans le cadre d'un contrat d'assurance. Comme par exemple, lorsque vous assurez votre véhicule ou bien lorsqu'il y a une assurance vie, en cas d'incident, il peut arriver que quelqu'un d'autre soit indexé pour bénéficier des produits de cette assurance que vous avez prise. Donc, c'est ça la tiers partie dans le cadre d'un contrat d'assurance. Donc, voilà pour ce qui était de quelques jargons qu'on a partagés ensemble. Donc, nous continuons. Thank you. You have the floor, please.
Okay. Okay. So we'll be looking at some few insurance products, very common insurance products that you may need to be aware of. First on the list is motor insurance. So in motor insurance, we have different levels of cover for motor insurance. Motor insurance covers we have comprehensive, we have third party, fire and theft, and we have third party. Motor insurance in Nigeria, I don't know about other countries, is a compulsory insurance. For your car to be on the road, you must have act-only insurance cover on your on the vehicle. That act specifies that you must have up to 1 million limit covering loss or damage to third parties' property. Bodily injury or bodily injury is unlimited. Property up to $1 million. So up to ₦1 million naira. Sorry. So for comprehensive motor, it covers the owner's vehicle, protects damage to all third-party vehicles, and also for fire and for bodily injury. That's comprehensive. Is total. That's the highest cover for motor insurance that we have available. Then third-party fire and theft covers the motor against third-party vehicle, third parties' properties, and then against fire on the vehicle, but it doesn't cover theft on the vehicle that is insured. That's one of the limitations of third-party fire and theft, as against comprehensive cover. Third-party only. Third-party covers only damage or bodily injury to third parties. The owner of the vehicle, that's the vehicle itself being insured in this case, is not covered. General accidents. Here we have this cover protects the person against accidents like injury, probably loss of limb, loss of arm, medical expenses in the hospital. Okay, under general accident as well, we have fidelity guarantee. Fidelity guarantee protects the infidelity of an employee. Most especially, this is mostly required in banks, or where you have your staff entrusted with handling of cash of the company. You know, they can cut away with your money. And if that happens, is your employer is not covered. It's not an external person that committed the theft. So, but fidelity guarantee covers the employee in this case. Now you have money insurance. Money insurance, you can talk about money in safe, cash at hand. The insurance here provides cover against the theft of that particular money, or if there's fire and the money you have in your custody is destroyed. Goods in transit, short form GIT. Goods in transit covers goods being carried from one place to the other against accidents, thefts, or damage to the goods being transported from one state to another, or from location to another. Then professional indemnity. This is basically taken by professionals like doctors, lawyers, against their professional negligence in their advice to their client. Their clients can be sued, okay, if they are negligent in their professional duty. So they can be sued. Doctors are exposed more, lawyers, even architects, for wrongful advice or negligent advice. Fire and special perils. So fire and special perils mostly is the property insurance, which covers this property against the material damage. Material damage in this case might be impact damage. Probably a trailer is passing, the brake fails and it hits a building, or destroys a plant, or destroys somebody else's property. So material damage that's what is covered under material damage. Business interruption. Business interruption actually has to do with financial loss. Now you're running a factory, you're producing, let's say, breakable plates, and something happened to the factory, that was fire. First of all, within that period that you're still trying to put the business back in place, you will be losing money. You will have some staff that you will be paying because you wouldn't want to let them go. Getting good hands, such good hands might be very difficult. So you want to keep them. Some you might let go, some of you will have to keep. So, but the cost that you will be running, your rent is running. If there's a loan is running, you must repay the bank. So business interruption takes care of that aspect of the risk. There's a material damage, but the business is not run because you've not been able to put every other thing in place. That's what business interruption takes place. The financial loss that you will suffer from a risk insured happening. That's like a fire in this instance. Then you have theft, flooding, storm and damage, special perils. The special perils here actually means floods, flood, storm damage, riot and commotion. Those are the things, natural disasters that you don't really have control over. Under fire and special perils, this insurance can be provided, and the property of the insured will be covered properly against this kind of incident or risk occurring. Bond in the real sense is not actually insurance, but insurance companies also provide these services. Bond is a guarantee. The insurance company in this instance is standing as a guarantor for the contractor in this instance, to be able to vouch for that the contractor will be able to perform the project, or that the money given to him, he will be able to utilize that money for that project and not abscond with the money. So in this case, bond here is a guarantee which can be for performance or it can be for advance, depending on what is being requested. For performance, that the job will be performed according to specification. You say you want to build 2-story building. Tomorrow, you don't want to come and tell me stories that is now a story building. No, if you say 2-story, it must be 2-story building. Then advance payment will be talking about if you advance somebody money, you give the person like $1 million to do a project, that the person will actually spend that $1 million to do that project. That is what that advance payment bond in this instance will be covering. So you have other kinds of bond that we might not be able to delve into now, like customs bond and like labor bond and so on. So engineering, under engineering, the insurances that can be taken under engineering has to do with breakdown of machine, has to do with fire against the machines, has to do with collapse or impact damage. So under engineering, we'll have something like machinery breakdown, which covers some of these heavy duty equipment against breakdown. That is unforeseen, not gradual in nature. You have construction, where you're doing a construction, you're exposed to so many things. You can be exposed to, first of all, if there's an existing building around, you're exposed to those buildings because as you're carrying out your construction, you can damage those other buildings, those third parties. The contract work you're carrying out itself, something can happen, there can be damage, there can even be perils of let's say like a flood, washing away the contracts works that you have already put in place. Okay, so engineering insurance takes care of that aspect of risk that has to do with construction, that has to do with plants and equipment. Then you have other miscellaneous classes. That's where you have things like you have other miscellaneous like cyber risk. That's where you have some aspects of risk like special risk in terms of aviation insurance. You have oil and gas, but that's outside of the scope of this presentation. I don't know if I should take the next slide before you come in. Okay, please just run through, then we'll take the next slide. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I'm going to translate. Donc, nous allons parler maintenant des produits de l'assurance non-vie, donc ce qu'on appelle souvent l'assurance générale. Donc, la liste est assez longue, on va y aller doucement. On a par exemple l'assurance des véhicules, qui est généralement obligatoire dans presque tous les pays du monde. Et dans cette assurance véhicule peut couvrir les tiers parties, comme on dit, ou bien ça peut être l'assurance tout risque, ou bien ça peut assurer uniquement les tiers et les incendies. Donc, elle a donné plus d'explications, je ne vais pas revenir là-dessus. Toujours est-il que l'assurance des véhicules est quasiment obligatoire. En deuxième point, nous avons l'assurance générale, le général accident. Donc, généralement, que ce soit le général accident ou le personal accident, c'est des assurances qui permettent de vous couvrir pour des accidents de la vie civile. On a par exemple l'assurance pour la fidélité. Donc, Fidelity Guarantee, qui généralement est pris dans le cadre des sociétés comme les banques pour couvrir le personnel qui manipule beaucoup d'argent. Donc, c'est des assurances spécifiques liées aux institutions financières pour couvrir leur personnel sous les risques financiers parce qu'eux, ils manipulent beaucoup d'argent. On a maintenant l'assurance de l'argent. Money Insurance, ça, c'est les assurances liées directement au cash, c'est-à-dire l'argent que vous avez sur vous, si vous le perdez. Il y a aussi une possibilité d'assurer ce genre, de prendre ce genre d'assurance. On a maintenant l'assurance liée aux biens en transit. Donc, tout ce qui est bien en transit peut aussi bénéficier d'une assurance. On a aussi l'assurance responsabilité civile liée aux professionnels. Les professionnels sont généralement les indépendants. Ça peut être les avocats, les médecins, les architectes. Bref, toutes les personnes ou les consultants qui font dans les métiers indépendants. Généralement, ils s'exposent à des risques liés à leurs responsabilités. Ils peuvent, dans le cadre de leur service, créer des dommages aux gens, il faudrait qu'ils repartent. À ce moment-là, cette assurance liée à leur métier peut leur couvrir. Donc, le troisième point, nous avons l'assurance liée au feu et aux périls spéciaux. Ça, c'est quand il y a des incendies. Donc, on a des assurances liées au matériel. Donc, il peut arriver que vous soyez en train de construire votre immeuble et que face à un incident à l'immeuble, vos voisins reçoivent des dommages ou bien subissent des dommages liés au fait d'un bien qui vous appartient, c'est-à-dire votre immeuble. Donc, il y a donc ce genre d'assurance que vous pouvez aussi prendre. Il y a les assurances liées à l'interruption de votre affaire. Donc, pour une raison ou pour une autre, votre activité peut subir un coût et vous n'arrivez plus à honorer certains engagements. À ce moment, l'assurance liée à l'interruption des affaires de votre entreprise, du fonctionnement de l'entreprise, peut venir payer les salaires, payer certaines charges comme l'électricité, certaines charges fixes qui ne sont pas liées au fonctionnement de l'activité. Donc, vous avez aussi les assurances liées au vol, à la tornade ou bien à l'inondation. L'inondation, aux émeutes ou à tout mouvement de foule. Donc, c'est aussi des assurances que vous pouvez prendre. Et lorsque vous vous rapprochez des compagnies d'assurance, ils vont mieux vous expliquer de quoi il s'agit. On a aussi des assurances liées aux inondations, je l'ai dit, à l'eau qui peut causer des dommages dans votre domicile. Vous pouvez être absent et quand vous revenez, il y a eu une fuite d'eau qui a créé des dommages dans votre domicile. Il peut y avoir des tremblements de terre ou bien d'autres impacts liés à la nature. Tout ça ne dépend pas de vous. Donc, les assureurs vous permettent de couvrir ce genre d'assurance. Donc, on a aussi en quatrième position les assurances liées au business et au marché. Donc, bonne performance, bonne en garantie bonne. Donc, ce sont des assurances liées au cautionnement. Et il y a plusieurs types de cautionnement. Il y a les cautionnements d'avance et de démarrage. Donc, c'est des types d'assurances ou des cautions que les maîtres d'ouvrage ou les personnes qui vous donnent des marchés peuvent vous demander pour être sûr qu'en vous donnant leur argent comme une avance de démarrage, vous n'allez pas disparaître avec. Il y a aussi, par exemple, le performance bond, c'est les assurances liées à la bonne exécution. C'est-à-dire, vous devez déposer auprès d'un maître d'ouvrage ou bien de bénéficiaire d'un service que vous voulez rendre une assurance, un cautionnement de bonne fin. Ça suppose que vous êtes en mesure de faire ce pourquoi vous êtes payé. Et pour éviter de tomber dans des déviances, donc les assureurs vous permettent donc de venir chez eux prendre cette couverture. Il y a aussi les assurances de caution de garantie. Le caution de garantie, bien évidemment, c'est quand vous avez, par exemple, fini de faire un marché et il est question qu'après la fin du marché, s'il y a un incident dans une certaine période, vous devez pouvoir couvrir ça et réparer l'incident qui a eu lié au bien que vous avez eu à livrer, au marché que vous avez eu à livrer. Donc ça, c'est des assurances liées au marché que les entrepreneurs peuvent gagner au quotidien dans le cadre de leur activité. En avant-dernière position, on a les assurances liées aux ingénieries et aux casses liées aux machines. Donc ça, tout ça a été lié aux assurances liées aux usines. Les machines, quand vous les utilisez, il peut y avoir beaucoup d'imprévus, comme des pannes que vous ne maîtrisez pas, comme des casses, des bris de matériel et ainsi de suite. On peut aussi prendre des assurances sur les installations et sur les constructions. Donc, vraiment, tout risque. Donc, ça, ce sont des assurances que vous pouvez prendre. Et bien évidemment, il y a les diverses assurances, comme les assurances à la cybercriminalité, au risque cybernétique et ainsi de suite. Bon, pour revenir sur la moto, j'ai oublié, en termes de moto, le compréhensif, c'est l'assurance tout risque. L'assurance tout risque pour les véhicules vous permet de couvrir de toutes différentes assurances comme vous a expliqué, couverture comme vous a expliqué. Donc, je vous remercie. Thank you. You have the floor, please.
Thank you. So, why choose Chers Insurance? Why Chers? What do we do differently from others in the markets? What are we bringing on board? What differentiates us from other insurance companies? We are simple. We offer simple, smart protection. That is what you cannot get any other place. So we are a digital company. We don't deal with physical files. So if you go to our website, you should be able to purchase insurance within 5 minutes. That's guaranteed. Then we'll have a simple, understandable plans. You don't need anybody to come and explain what is this for you. It's simplified, brought down to the layman's understanding of what the insurance we are offering is all about. Okay, what about the cost? Very, very much affordable. Very, very much affordable compared to what you have in the markets or with other of our competitors. We tailor our insurance to your lifestyle, to your demand. It's not one coat suits all or one size fits all. No, we understand your business. We understand you as a person. We profile our insurance solution to you based on what your lifestyle is, what your business is, or what your demand is. Then reliable insurance. Why do we say we are reliable? Our selling point is our fast claims settlement process. We get your claims paid within 24 hours. We don't speak stories. We don't tell stories at the point of claims settlement. For us, once we make an offer and it's signed within 24 hours, the settlement is in your in your bank or the advised bank accounts to us. So within 24 hours, we settle claims. So for the digital, you can visit our website. That's the first slide, which I will leave at the sorry. Why is it not coming up? Okay, I will display our websites in a short while, so you can actually visit our websites and see for yourself the offerings and how we can be of assistance as a young entrepreneur to you. So thank you. You can actually interpret this slide, then we can now take a question.
OK, thank you. Donc, pour finir, dans la dernière présentation, pourquoi est-ce qu'il est préférable que vous choisissiez Yes Assurance? Donc, Yes Assurance, par exemple, c'est une assurance soft qui vous protège de façon très simple. Donc, et comme on va le voir dans les détails, c'est déjà une compagnie d'assurance digitale. Ça veut dire en 5 minutes, vous pouvez avoir exactement ce que vous voulez. Donc, la compagnie est totalement digitale. Donc, c'est une compagnie qui a des offres taillées à chaque personne. Donc, les taux sont déjà très abordables. Les offres sont customisées, sont taillées en fonction des besoins et de la demande de chaque assuré, de chaque entrepreneur qui veut bien s'assurer. Donc, aussi, Here Insurance est simple et vous propose des plans faciles à comprendre. Donc, on n'aura pas besoin de trop vous expliquer. Tout est assez simple. Et pour finir, Here Insurance est aussi une compagnie sur qui vous pouvez compter. Pourquoi? Parce que en cas de réclamation, lorsqu'il y a une réclamation, en 24 heures, votre dossier est géré. Donc, tout est vraiment sauf comme on vous l'a expliqué et taillé à la mesure en fonction de vos besoins, en fonction de votre façon de fonctionner, en fonction de votre train de vie. Et pour souscrire ces 5 minutes de façon digitale, pas plus. Donc là, on va vous remercier pour aujourd'hui et merci beaucoup. Thank you. You have the floor, Ebere.
We've actually come to the end of our presentation. So I will hand over to Ibukumi. So in case there are questions, if we have time to take them, we should be able to do that now. Okay.
Okay, thank you very much, Iberi. Thank you for taking us through, how to leverage insurance for profitable business. So we'll just take Q&A. So if you have any questions, just drop in the chat box. Do we have a few questions? Do we have some questions? Okay. So we have a few questions, Iberi. So Ugo is going to share the questions and then you take it. She'll share them with you one after the other.
Okay, so I can stop sharing, right?
Yes, you can stop sharing. Yes.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay.
Question 1 was, what are the risks when we did not ensure an online business like a platform operation?
Sorry, I didn't get that. Sorry, please, could you take the question again?
What are the risks when we did not ensure an online business like a platform operation?
Online business.
Iberi, did you hear her clearly? You didn't.
No, sorry, I didn't, yeah.
You're muted, Iberi, if you can hear me.
I don't think I'm muted. Am I? No. From my screen is showing that I'm not muted, but can you hear me? Yeah.
What are the risks when we did not ensure an online business like a platform operation?
Like a platform operation. Oh, hello, can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me?
Hi, Iberi. Did you get that?
Yes, I heard what she said, but can you hear me now?
Yes, we can. Go ahead.
Okay, if I understand how well, she said what is the risk of not insuring a business, an online business or something like that. I think that's what she said.
Yes, that's what she said.
Okay, now for an online business, what you're actually going to take into consideration is where are those goods that you're selling online, where are they domiciled? Okay, so the risk of selling online, okay, to a customer you're doing is an online business, it cannot really be covered. But where are the goods covered? How are you shipping it from your warehouse to the destination? What is your exposure? What kind of goods are you selling? So those are the things you put into consideration, most especially where it's being stored, because it's exposed to fire, it's exposed to burglary. Okay, so online you might not be exposed to money insurance because I know it will be based on transfers. So you might be looking at taking fire and burglary insurance covers for the warehouse or the place where the goods are stored. Then you can also be looking at when the goods are being dispatched to the buyer, what is the exposure? Is this something that they use bike dispatch riders do, or is it in a vehicle? So that aspect of risk also can be covered in insurance. I don't know whether that answered your question.
Yes, I think that answer would have helped.
Okay.
So we'll share the next question now, so you can just provide answers. Thank you.
Okay.
How does insurance benefit a small-scale business? Is it even vital to insure a startup, or is insurance for big companies?
Yes, for me, I would say that total startups even need insurance more than big companies, because big companies, they would have created reserves. Okay, but for a startup, no matter how little your business is, please do an insurance for it. Because if there's a fire, even if what you have in your shop is just let's say 50,000 naira, if it's in Nigeria, okay, or 20,000 naira, or 200,000. Okay, there's a place for insurance for this kind of products, for this kind of limits. If something for a startup that is still struggling to make ends meet now suffers a devastating fire or burglary incident, how would the person start up again? So my advice is, as a startup entrepreneur, it's very, very important that you insure your goods, your properties, your business, despite not taking into consideration how small it is. We don't overlook the times of our small beginnings. It's good for our startups to do insurance. That's the advice.
So this is the last question. How do you insure GIT? Is it every time that you are ordering something, or can you insure in advance? If so, how does that work?
Okay, now GIT, goods in transit, works in two ways. You can actually insure it per transit. Anytime you want to take up, you want to carry your goods from one place to the, you can actually take insurance for it. Or you can actually make a provision, that's per transit insurance. Or you can actually make a provision and say that from January to December, I carry my goods most likely like 8 times, 10 times, 20 times in the year. In a month, I might do like 2 or 3 times in a month. I don't want to be coming all the time to be taking insurance. I can actually take estimated value. So when I take an estimated value of what I do in a year, that's like a turnover, just like a turnover. Okay, so you can answer, okay, my turnover for the year might be up to, let's say, 5 million. Okay, I can approach insurance company. I say, okay, my turnover for the year is 5 million. I do this, that. Per transit is like maybe, let's say, 500,000 or 200,000 naira, and I do that up to a turnover of 5 million. That can be covered as well. So you can actually arrange per transit, or you can arrange using an estimated using an augmented way to ensure your goods in transit. I don't know if I'm able to answer your question. Yeah.
Yes, you have. Yes, you have. So we have like two more questions.
Okay.
Does insurance cover depend on the period one has joined a policy? One has joined, like in the case of immediate incidents after having one.
If I may understand what you're saying, you want to find out if at any point in time you can take insurance cover.
Yes, I think what she's trying to say is that does it affect? Okay, let me take the question again. Does insurance cover depend on the period one has joined? Like in the case of immediate incident, does it cover for immediate incidents?
No, you don't. Insurance does not cover already happened incident, like if accident has already happened or if fire has already taken place. You know, there's an aspect of insurance that has to do with uncertainty. There must be the aspect of uncertainty. If it is certain, then it's not insurable. You understand? So if the thing has already happened, you're not bringing a loss into the insurance portfolio. No, it's before the incident happens. If you insure today and something happens tomorrow, you are covered. You will be paid. But if something has happened today and you're coming today to insure it, insurance will not accept it. They will accept the risk, but not the loss. They can start covering you after the loss. I don't know whether I'm able to answer that question.
Yes, yes, you have. Yes, you have. So, the last question: if there is no damage, can one still claim his or her money?
Okay. No, you will not be able to claim your money. You know why? Now, your building, let's say you have a building of that is worth 100 million naira. And you come to insurance. Insurance provides cover for you and collects, let's say 100,000, let's say 150,000 naira to cover your building that is worth 100 million. Now we know that if something had happened, insurance would have paid you 100 million naira. Where would insurance get the money to pay you that 100 million? So that's why we say insurance is a pool of risk. We use law of large number. Now we have like, let's say 20,000 people, 50,000 people, 100,000 people coming to take this fire policy. We now collect 100,000 from those different insureds. If one risk happens, it's from the premium we collected from others that we will use to settle that premium. So you can't come back at the end of the year to say, no, that since I didn't make claim, give me back your money. But if you had made claim, would I have given you 100,000 that you paid? No, I would have paid you 100 million naira. So that's how insurance works. That sacrifice, that token that you're giving that token in case of the eventuality of what you are insuring. But if it doesn't happen, insurance takes that premium that you have paid to use it to settle others that their own may have or may crystallize. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That's the end of the questions.
Okay. I would like us also to know that we're having an offering on ground now. It's like a promo for vehicle car insurance businesses. Is a 1 month free comprehensive car insurance. So we insure your car for 12 months and pay the premium. Insurance will discount 1 month premium for you. So we are currently running that promo now to last till the end of August. It will last till the end of August. So from now till 31st of August, you want to insure your car, or you're bringing your friend to insure his or her car, or that, or your home, will have home insurance for your contents, and then or for the building and the content. So you can take insurance, and then we will give you a 1 month discount from now till it's running till 31st of August. Thank you. Ibuku, are you there?
Hi, yes, I'm here. Thank you very much, Iberi. You've been very awesome. Like, we're getting very positive comments. Thank you so much for facilitating this session. And for entrepreneurs joining us, this is the final series of, leveraging insurance, profitable businesses. So please, and just to answer some people saying, oh, is it mandatory for me to get insurance? No, it's not mandatory. But however, you know that if you need to secure your business as a business owner, there's some certain things you need to insure. So this is just more or less like, enlightenment. So you understand what insurance is, the importance of insurance, and when to actually get your business insured or get some cover. So yeah, thank you very much, Iberi. We appreciate your time. Thank you, Focus, for supporting in French. And thank you, Ugo. Thank you, Adora, for helping with compiling the questions in the comment section. So we've come to the end of this masterclass. Thank you very much. And for every entrepreneur here, we'll be reaching out to you shortly. For people asking about next steps of the program, you would hear from the foundation in the coming weeks. So thank you guys for joining, and I wish you the very best. Have a wonderful weekend, everyone.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, everyone. Thank you for joining.
Okay. Bye. Bye. Au revoir.
Bye. Bye.
Bye. Thank you so much.